It's totem. Doesn't like me trying to click open shop. You know, warm up. Yeah, son of a beach. Oh, that's alright. That's the wrong button. That's a button that isn't actually real. What? What is that knot? He's a real skank. That Han is a struggle bus right now. Both of these zones are. Doing really good on the first spell right now. It's just a shame I can't do this non. I really cannot do this non right now. Hello, Buggo. Hope you're doing well. I cannot do this to save my life right now. Oh, of course. That time I threw on that. Your infection, great, love to see it, but that's a certified hitbox moment. Holy crap, I lived it. This is unbelievable. Unprecedented, even. And I immediately blow it to the second spell because it's cringe. Terrible line. Oh, really? That was actually very, very fine line. Hello, Koshi Komeiji. Where's the gift? Sorry, I don't have your address, so I can't. I couldn't send you a gift. My apologies. House of the Earth Spirits. What's the address though? Like I can't just give it to my mail carrier and tell him House of the Earth Spirits. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, yep. Like I don't even know the tax code of the House of Earth Spirits. Like, you think the government's gonna let me send it there? Oh, I'm just absolutely throwing. Actually, it's the day. It's already past Valentine's Day at this point, so you can't say Happy Valentine's Day. Survive weekend moment. Wow, look how much better this attack is when she decides to, like, go vertical up, not vertical down. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Just dodge some fiction right here. I just let myself get killed by that. Certified weekend moment. Literally the address. It's not gonna. I said, if I go up to my mail carrier and I give a package that says Palace of the Earth Spirits, it's not gonna get delivered. Pretty confident. Okay, Aya Shimaimaru is not my mailman. Not making it. Holy this is just some of the worst it's ever been. Probably deliver it. Yeah, but that comes into a second problem, which is how do I get it to him? Hello? Like if he's gonna send something to somewhere, then I'd have to send to him first, and I don't have his address either. So how am I supposed to send it? Oh. Best for times call for deficit measures. Maybe I need to grab caffeine. Question is, should I find a big? Should I have big caffeine or little caffeine? Holy moly! I just walked right into it. I hate you so much. He doesn't even have a health bar. I'm gonna pause right there and I'll be back in a sec. Just a friendly reminder, she doesn't have a health bar right now. Friendly reminder, there are no pixels on her health bar. Oh, just kidding, I saw one. A singular pixel. On Friday, it took me 15 minutes to get 6 captures on this. I think it was 6 or 7 captures. Currently up to almost 20 minutes, I still haven't gotten a single one. You know, Trillionaires FanDuel Casino. You get your DraftKings slots, right? Don't you guys love getting your gambling ads? At least Americans, I don't know if any of this exists much in like Europe or such, but memorize one of those ads. I have one of the DraftKings ones fairly memorized, just because I've seen it too many times. I'm not going to quote it because I don't want to, because fuck them. The gambling companies deserve nothing but visceral hatred, so that's all I'll give them. Hey, that was a nice move in there. Ooh, was another nice move. Oh, that's just disaster. What? I don't deserve that. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. with you. Why are you quoting the Grubhub ad? I gotta sneeze. Oh, I couldn't get to the mic in time. I could barely pause my game then. My apologies. I love 2/3 movement. At least with homing, there's a pretty consistent way around it, unlike some other places. Casinos that play gotcha's cool. Well, that's why I don't do either. Like, and to be fair to gotchas, at least there's usually more to them than gambling. Hope. Not much, but they tend to at least have a game, even if the gameplay is, like, not really a real game. It's like half a game. At least that's a game. Cope. That's like the one benefit I'll give. Finally, I actually got a Capsania. Holy shit. I'll give them that. As much as it kind of pains me to. Remember one time my brother was in town. Just probably like 2-3 years ago. And he was like, yo, we should go to the casino, like, one night, because like, we're old enough, we can go to the casino. I'm like, I just went. And he was like, you want to come? I was like, why? Why? No. I ain't going to the Ojibwa casino. Listen, gotchas learned though, okay? Right, the boomers, they'll go to the casino and they'll spin their roulette. They'll spin their red or black, you know. They'll do their blackjack. They'll do their slot machines. Modern gambling companies, gotchas, learn. Hey, instead of telling people, hey, bet it all on red or black, what you do is you tell them, hey, instead of gambling for this, you're gambling for pictures of anime girls. That's how they're like, oh shit. That's how you captivate new people. It's on the beach. Gotchas that they have better tits. Is that necessarily true? I mean, they tend to have solid ones, but like... Like, a true tit enjoyer learns to appreciate all types. So... I gotta stop playing Sanyo. Seems which don't have them. No, they do have them. Right? It might be like old ladies in their 60s because that's all that's people who go gambling or boomers. But hey, I guess people in their 60s aren't boomers anymore, but we can still call them boomers. It's funny. I mean, there are casinos with like strip clubs or like, you know, strippers and stuff at them, right? Like, people have learned to mix things like that. Do you know how many casinos use sexy women on the slot machines to, you know, bring people back? It's modern companies learned, what if we put an anime with it to get some of the younger people? Genius. You know, they use the boomers quickly button over and over and slap machines. Oh yeah, I've seen those too. Ain't nothing like gambling away your life savings. Just hit that dopamine rush. But gambling isn't anything, like, special in that category, right? Like, whether it's gambling away, I love 2/3 movement. That was the best homing damage I did, but it's still not getting there to kill. Whether it's gambling it away, drinking it away, you know. People do all sorts of things to burn money like that. Offer a little bit of dopamine, because if you have money on the line, that makes stakes, and stakes are a good way to get a dopamine rush. How would I stop doing Sonya before I lose my mind? All I'll say is you won't catch me at a casino. It's hungry. I ate before I streamed. Like, I finished eating like half an hour before I started streaming, so I'm not particularly hungry. I think that's why I'm playing slow. My brain's shutting down. I ate too much. I was like, okay, you ate too much. Now it's time to go comatose for a little bit. I hate you! The triple big balls chasing after me on the left. One would argue that, although to be fair, one would argue that doing Misamaru's spell 1 over and over again is effectively like playing a casino. So maybe I too am just a hypocrite to my own words. Playing casino Plato, exactly. Oh. This spell is rough. It's a fun spell, but damn is it rough. Probably enjoy it more than Fearless Wind God, but I definitely had a significantly better rate against Fearless Wind God than this. All I had to do is complain about it. Notice how I've done it like a handful of times already, and finally I start complaining about the spell, and immediately I cap it. Coincidence? I think not. Real thumb, all you gotta do is complain about your problems, and then they'll fix themselves. That's a certified hitbox moment. Okay, you know what? That's another attack where the first, I guess the second wave technically. Of Misumaru's spell 2, you don't want her to move up on the first movement opportunity that she has. You want to move up on the second wave, at least as Reimu. Maybe Sakia will kill earlier. So it doesn't, so the first one would be better. Oh, I just done diddly did myself. You get me? Here's the curious thing about that. Your name is Koishi Komeiji. You say you're gonna get me, but then you also post a Yuka emo and a Satori emo. So who are you trying to be? Koishi, Satori, or Yuka? Or all three? Bad. You fucking get me. You can be fucking when you get me? That's... I don't know if I like that. Me when I fuck and get you. Hey! Can you get? Wait. Kid named Finger. Banana. You can't just put that in front of everything without context. You gotta put something in there. Like, even if it's you feeding your own joke, you have to say something like, man, these bananas are great. And then you go, kid named Bananas. Like, yeah, at least I have something in there. You can't just post a punchline with nothing else. Even if it's your own setup and you laugh hysterically at your own joke that doesn't, like, do anything. It's like American DJs. It's all finish, no setup. There's no middle grade. It's all just drop. There's no build-up. Now someone's gonna tell me there's an exception. Yes, I know. But there's just like some American DJs where that just do not know how to have setup and build-up. Just all drop. What was that hip? Okay, I immediately fumbled for the very next move. This is a neat attack. I've learned to like it. It's tricky. It's not that bad, but it is definitely... It 100% is a potential killer. But it's nowhere near as bad as a couple of the other things on the stage. Oh. Tragedy is struck. There's the story note, why not Koishi one? Well, that's because the story one has a lore behind it. Okay, first of all, I didn't make the emotes. Spooter Lily's the one who made the emotes. She might show up later, because it's Labby Try-Day, but... So she was fortunate... I was fortunate enough that she was willing to make them for me. And all the emotes were made after certain things. And the Satori one is because I was playing Labyrinth of Try 2... what the fuck? Labyrinth of Try 2. Labyrinth of Touhou 2 was one of the first things I was doing when I started streaming almost 2 years ago. And Satori does the W face in that game as their like main sprite, and it's a phenomenal sprite. And Spooter made an emote out of that. But Koishi doesn't exist until the post game, and although she's fine in that game, she doesn't have quite as like memeable a face in that. So, and I'm also on Twitch limited to only so many emotes, so it's like I can just have 5 billion emotes for every character and say have at it. Especially for like on Twitch, you know, when you have like 7TV and the other extensions, then you can throw on more. But also, hello, Alan. Plus, again, I'm not the one making the emotes. That is Spooter Lily, who's the one who's made all my personal emotes, so... I'm not picky when it comes down to what I have, I just, appreciate what she was willing to make. Walter, you need to use it. Walter! Put the fork away. You're not supposed to put metal in the microwave. I am the one who cooks microwave meals. It's so easy to lose yourself for like 2 seconds on that attack, and then you're fucked. Okay, you're not actually... The attack's not hard enough that you get fucked if you lose yourself for 2 seconds, but you can get in really bad spots. Like, it's like 40... up to 4... Like, that was a 33-second kill, which is relatively quick for me. That's Reimu. You get 10 billion emotes in a draw. I believe my set can have up to 500, but I'm also not sure if I can actually have 2 sets or not, but... At the very least, this whenever I sign to 7TV, I can have up to 500. And, I think I'm at, like, somewhere in the 200 to 300 range. But yeah, you can get fucked. But what I more, like, it's not bad enough to the point where it's, like, you're guaranteed. Like, there's definitely situations where you mess up and you'll get and you're dead. You really want to look ahead on this attack. It requires a lot of brain power. And you can oftentimes just... What'll happen is, you look around, you look at the left, you look at the right, you're looking everywhere, trying to pre-read everything, and it's going great. Trying to find the open gaps ahead of time, you're like super pre-reading. And then you'll just hyper-fixate on one line for like 2 seconds. And next thing you know, your entire read of like the attack as a whole is just ruined. And then you're like trapped in a spot. It's like I gotta play like some really tight dodges all of a sudden. So it's like, oh boy, okay, you know. I'm glancing all over the screen. I'm pre-reading like dozen bullets, trying to find where I think is the And then like that right there, you kind of like hyper fixate on like one line, when realistically you should try to broaden your viewpoint. It's hard to look because there's like 50 billion bullets on this, and it only gets denser as the attack progresses. So it's like it only gets worse. But, like, it's okay. But it's, like, it's so long to, like, try to read so much, like, just read so much. Like, at least with Spell 1, like, as Reimu, I can kill 20 to 25 seconds, pretty, usually. Occasionally, I'm killing longer, depending on the circumstance, but 20, 25 seconds. This attack, 30 seconds minimum, is, like, the quick Reimu kill. 35 to 40 seconds is pretty average. I've gone over 40, though. Television. It's a thing that's natural, though. Especially when you do something like for so much at a time. Like I said, the longer the attack, just like, because it's almost instinctual. I feel to like you see like a fairly hard gap, and then you just kind of like focus too much on that. But I think that's just kind of like instinctual, and it's a hard thing to focus yourself around. Like, that's one of the reasons I say on this attack, this is not an attack I would ever do a 50 set of. Like, what I'm doing is I'm just going till I get 10. That's what I've been doing for a few days. For a few days now, get 10 caps. But like, I'm not realistically. This is a spell where play 5 or 10 of it and then stop. Because otherwise, you do it enough, and, like, I should probably stop right now, but I'm going to keep doing it a bit, but your brain just doesn't want to do what it needs to do on, especially a long attack like this one. Where it's like, nah, let's just look at the one gap. So just the one gap is real. Plus, it's hard to, like, to literally walk into the one bullet that's right next to you. It's hard to read everything. It's like Head of Flare, to a degree. This deck's not actually that far off from Head of Flare play-wise, now that I think about it. I think this might be easier, long-term. Oops. But, it's a similar concept, I feel. Like, the execution's hard, but, like, playing to read, like, the entire screen at once and trying to figure out where to go, it's a lot of brain energy. That was, your headlights. See, this is the problem, though. I have a few good caps, but now I've, like, my brain just wants to coast. Just coast through the attack and not kiss her butt. It's a very neat attack. I love the strategy for the attack. It's a bit iffy execution-wise. Like, it's a bit strict on the execution department. Not the biggest fan of that aspect, but strategy-wise, I'm a big fan of this attack. Not as fun as Spell 1, but still, it's very solid. This is one of those attacks where I just really wish homing was, like, real in this game. And not, like, something you can only do once every 5 hours. Like, if traditional homing amulet attack was a thing, I would definitely like this attack a bit more. Well, that's because on Friday, I was like, okay, Friday I was in a great mood. Friday I was fucking playing out of my mind. Especially on Sanyo. I was like, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna fucking sit down. Like, Friday I sat down on the final, I'm on a final for a bit. But I sat down on this and Mega Moon. I did this as well yesterday to keep it up. I intend to do this today as well, of course, but Friday I was like, fuck it. We're gonna sit down on Suffocation, on, like, Mega Moon's attacks that I've done, but, like, haven't, like, really, like, tried to get good at, particularly. Fuck me! What do you say about you just kind of lose yourself for 2 seconds and you get trapped? And I was like, screw it, let's actually get a feel for it instead of just bumbling around. Again, strategy-wise, great attack. Not a very forgiving attack. Especially hitbox-wise, is not the most generous, but... Definitely a top 10 attack in the game. I don't know if I put it at top 5, but that's the list of the hardest parts in the game, I'm still kind of, in my opinion, still kind of working out what my opinion is for some of them. I haven't had to deal with a lot of things on pace, so that's another question mark, but obviously I feel pretty confident saying the hardest part of the game is Misumaru Spell 1, and the second hardest part of the game is Yellow Spam. Everything behind that is kind of up for grabs. It's just those are the 2 things I'm most comfortable saying are the hardest 2 parts of the game. With Misumaru Spell 1 definitely being harder than the spam section. Not by a ton, but I would say by a notable amount. In my opinion, again, people can have their own opinions. It's a thing humans do. They interpret the world differently. They experience the world differently, so they might have different thoughts about things. Perfectly fine thing. But if you disagree with me, that means you're objectively wrong and you're a terrible human. We know that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see long term. Again, like I said, but I just think of things that feel raw difficulty-wise, I don't see anything else that compares to the yellow spam portion in terms of top end. Like, when I look, like, let me just, like, quickly go through some of the hardest parts of the game. I don't think anything on Stage 3 is harder than that. I think Stage 3 has a lot of really hard things. Sanyo herself has a number of problems. But I wouldn't put anything on Stage 3 as hard as that. Oops. Like I said, obviously I'm putting Misumaru Spell 1 above it, but the only other thing on this stage maybe is this attack, and I doubt it long term. I feel like this attack is... I know I'm dying to it a lot right now, but I don't feel like this attack is going to be as hard as that. I don't know if anything else in the... Like, obviously, Jimbo and the blue section after I don't like, and they're definitely hard sections. I don't know if I put them as hard as Yellow Spam. Stage 5... I think is... Whoa! Whoa! There. I don't know if anything on Stage 5 hits quite that level, right? There's that yellow spam section after Tsukasa, but I don't think that's that bad. Especially because you can time down Tsukasa and, like, make it not terrible. Megamoo Non-2 sucks, but I wouldn't put it to the same level as yellow spam in this game. And pretty obviously, I don't think anything on Stage 6 is particularly close. Was that 39? Yeah, okay, one. That is kind of a nice thing, Cope, about this game, is that there isn't a whole ton. Outside of the two things I just mentioned, I don't think there's a ton in terms of... Like, those are the only two things of complete, like, top end that I would put as, like, the really hard things in the run. Bad news is, I haven't played a game that has more than, like, 2 parts in extreme top end of, like, attacks. Stage sections, attacks, whatever you want to say. Like, Mountain of Faith obviously has Peerless Wind God, just a really, really hard attack. Subterranean, Catwalk is hard. I don't think there's any question to it about it being difficult. You and Iron Petaflare are tricky. I don't know if I'd put them quite at a top elite level, but they're pretty damn hard. Even PCB, and PCB obviously has the original spam. But the good news, Cope, is that outside of the two things, I don't think it's like that terrible. Get to stage 5 and it's like not the end of the world. Let's do the first half of the fight for a minute. The OG spam. And yeah, I did do the OG spam with Rainbow Homing. So obviously easier than the other shot types, but it's still spam. You know, and obviously, like, in PCB, you still have to give things like the Prism Rivers, Lily White deserve credit, and, what's it, Hellgod Sword is obviously a notable attack. Like, regardless of what you're looking at, but in terms of, like, elite level difficulty, you do have spam. Especially assuming non-power cancel. Could you come over here, please, so I can shoot you? You know, speaking of PCB, Alan, if you're listening right now, I have a question of your thoughts on Yomu Final. Get me out of the frickin' corner. Fuck, I walked into the bullet. I did the exact thing I would say not to do on that day. Critical attack, and sure you think it's the one that uses her gimmick best. You like the attack? I mentioned, I'm not going to say it's necessarily harder, but because the reason I mention it is because when I was playing through PCB, trying to get the LNN, it's like, obviously, okay, you know, Chen herself is a bit of a rat. No, I'm not necessarily asking in terms of comparison. Not directly. The whole reason I say is because obviously, like PCB, it's like, okay, Chen was an early game rat. Stage 3 has its problems. Homing definitely helps the stage section, but that stage is still threatening. Stage 4 has its problems. Stage 6 obviously has spam. And I'm losing internet. Well. Thanks, internet. I like when you, like, work. Hey, it looks like it'll be quick this time, because we're already back up to 11,000 bitrate. Yeah, that was only like 30 seconds of frame buffering. Remember to refresh stream to catch up properly. Otherwise, it'll lag behind, because fucking internet's great. Okay, assuming they're cop. Anyway, what I was saying was, PCP has a lot of problems, and obviously, like, in terms of spell cards, like, Hellgod Sword is regarded as, like, the spell in that game. But the thing I want to mention is, I definitely understand where Hellgod Sword's coming from in its problems, because obviously it's a very hard spell. But I definitely I never hear people talk about Yomu Final when it comes down to, like, PCB. And, like, I always felt like that was easily my biggest wall in that game. Okay, maybe not easily. Maybe that's pushing it. I definitely lost more runs on pace to Yomu Final than I did Hellgod Sword. And I definitely struggled with it more, whether it be in practice or on runs. That was the attack that definitely... I should specify, the attack in the part past stage 4 that definitely walled me the most was that... Why are you so fucking low? That was not very cash money of me. Fuck! Stop moving in the fucking gap! Did you almost find the second heart's pattern? It's been concluded. Case closed. Yeah, remember. My opinion is obviously the correct one. If you disagree with me, then you're wrong. Because, like, I'll also say, like, even my good Yomu finals were just for fucking dog shit, bro. Holy shit. And now, I definitely spent more time practicing Hellgod Sword, so, obviously, you know, give it some, you know, some credence in that regards compared to 3 cons, 7 Hakus, but... like... I lost so many runs to Yomu Final, and the LNN I had was the very first run that capped Yomu Final. Fuck you, non-2. And I'll also say that, like, if you go back and watch my my PCB LNN. Go watch the Yomu Final, because that shit was sketchy. Like, I have a dodge in that I claim is the impossible dodge, in which I have no fucking clue how I actually, like, made that dodge. It looks like I cheated that dodge in what kind of fucking happened. I made a downward move where I somehow, like, warped between 2 bullets. Like, that run had a lot of sketchy things, like the Sumizome was super sketchy, but like that... There is a downward move, it's like on the 2nd wave or something, of Yomu Final that was just beyond sketchy. Remember when I said I was going to do, like, the first half of this fight for, like, a minute, and then I was going to go do the last two attacks a bunch. Whatever happened to that? I just kind of got lost doing these attacks. This Not-2 is really fun. I do like it. Probably not on pace, but it's cool. It's a fun attack. Literally free. Fuck you, I hate those diagonal lines. She does that on non-3 and spell 3, it's worth noting. As cringe as it is. What determines the angle she shoots it? Huh. It's one of those things I didn't even think about you doing. Which one you meant? There's one point I moved down and I like just go straight between two bullets, just incredibly tight. That's one of those I was like, wow. That run was such an emotional roller coaster too. Because I get past Yomu final. Get back from getting water. Yep, you cheated. Can't believe you cheated. Because like I got past Yomu final and I was ecstatic because I finally PB'd after like 2 months or something of being stuck there. And I'm also like, you know, I'm gonna lose to Spam, but like I'm just glad to be there. And so I was so ecstatic, but like I didn't have a lot of pressure on the run at that point. I was like, oh man, I PB'd. And then I beat Spam, and it's immediately like a 180 on my emotions. Like, fuck, hold up. So that's to say, because I never died to Spam on pace, that is to say Spam is actually free. You don't even have to power cancel it. It's actually just so unbelievably easy. The more I do it, the more comfortable I get with some of the waiting time in this to get more homing damage in. I just spam twice on pace. I think that's just a skill issue. Okay, so that's borders obscuring your view. Yeah, borders definitely can make spam a little awkward. I believe I was messing around in practice on my like late Yomu sections. The thing of like purposely trying to like do shenanigans with my borders to try to set up so I don't have a border during spam. I think I had done some like work in that regard where like her semi-final and stuff, I would like stall out or something to try to manipulate border timing. I never did any iframe border manipulation though. Did I get the fuck out of the core? Holy shit! Oh, that you just gambled. I mean, I didn't like have a lot of consistency with it, and again, I literally only ever had one pace past Yomu. So, like, it's not like I ever did much with it. But while I was I had a couple, like, 1-2 mispaced runs where where I had a border during spam. I was like, this shit sucks. And then I was like, okay, looking at board, like, how much cherry I have when, trying to figure, okay, you know, can I, like, like, stall or, like, manipulate this to try to do it. I looked into it. I don't think I actually, it's been a while. It's been close to a year and a half, like, it's been, like, 16 months since I played PCB, so... This attack feels like it should be free, and it's not, and it bothers me. Like, just in concept. Zero with just force riding Saku. I remember when I was doing the 1cc for this, I was trying, like, a bum rush strat, and it, like, it was, like, so close to working, but, like, I was, like, just, like, a little shy on damage. It was disappointing. I actually don't remember what I ended up doing on 1cc pace. I probably just bombed it. Not fun attack that one, focusing. Common Sakuya L. Holy moly, dude. I did the thing. Also, I have a question, Chicken Butt, since you played PCB, too. I could ask Alan this, but he's a boomer, so he probably doesn't even remember PCB. During PCB practice, where you were, like, you know, getting good and, you know, struggling and probably resetting over and over at some point, did you ever start cherry maxing the early game, just for the hell of it? Like, border maxing? It. No? God, unbelievable. Mods ban this, man. I wouldn't say score strats, because score strats in that game are so fucking stupid that, like, I definitely wasn't doing them. But, like, on stages 1 and 2, I didn't do it at all on stage 3. Like, I only ended up doing it on the first 2 stages, but, like, I would often either do minimum border or maximum border runs, where I'm just border maxing. Like, I'm trying to, like, on the first 2 stages, just optimize getting as many borders as possible. You over-prepared for it, to be honest, didn't do too many runs. I spent a lot of time dying to Chen. A lot of time dying to Chen. Fuck you. Chen Final's impossible. The problem with Chen is that Chen Final's very tricky. Okay? Chen Final's very tricky. And, like, early on, I was doing solid on Chen, just Chen Final was just bodying me, right? And then eventually I'm, like, starting to get better, and then it's just, the rest of Chen fell apart as well. Like, I was dying to fucking Chen's first spell, I was dying to the mid-boss, I was just dying all over the place, and it just kept, Chen was just the worst. It was always something on Chen. What am I up to, 48 now? Chen is harder than Yomu? Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, dying to Yomu is actually fiction. Like, Chen's the real problem. Bust for spell or significantness homing. Extremely rare homing L. They said it couldn't happen, but there are a few, I must admit. Better than Junko? Fair. Honestly, like, some people complain about TSS, but, like, honestly, I think TSS is kind of free. So, like, Junko's fucking free. I hate this. I hate this spell. It's the fucking Hydro issue where it feels like it should be free, and it's not, and it pisses me off. And the problem is, it's an attack where you really want to be patient on. But the more and more you die to it, the more and more impatient and tilted you get, and it just gets worse. Chicken Boat, what's your opinion on, Murderous Lilies? Or Lilies of Murderous Intent, however you want to fucking call it. Some PDHs you never did it? Wow, coward. When I was grinding for the 1cc, that was the thing that was the Junko thing that gave me easily the biggest fucking problem. I hated that thing. I got really good at Clown Piece. Because I specifically wanted to get the perfect Clown Piece, so I spent a lot of time grinding her. Was that 48 or was that 49 or 50? Oh, that's 50. Because once and normally you forgot. What are you, an old man? You're just forgetting things? Yeah. I'll visit you in the retirement home. After I get done visiting Alan in the retirement home. Why are you here? That's a good question. Part of me wonders why anyone's here. Watching me get tilted as I die to Sanyo for the umpteenth time. And yet there are people that hang out here, so... Why are you coming down on me? Ooh, also, Alan, I remember like a week or two ago, we mentioned attacks where the boss moving up is actually a bad thing, or like when they're moving down is a good thing. I remember, because I mentioned that there was an attack that had a part where I was like, the boss moving down was actually good, and I couldn't remember what it was, and I remembered it was Kaimata Final, like the 4th phase. Is like one of the rare moments where I actually like want the boss to move down. And I thought about this, what was it, yesterday? I think it was early yesterday. No, I think it was Friday. Where and I was just reminded of this earlier, where Misumaru's second spell, specifically on her first movement, it's one of the rare moments where I'll say an up move there is something I dislike. It's something bad, in my opinion. On the first move. The second movement, because you're playing Raymoon, you kill it slightly later. The second movement, it's a good thing for her to move up. But the first move, a move up, is worse, in my opinion, than a neutral move or a slight move down. Because the worst you could possibly get is a move up and then a move down. On spell 2, because it makes it the tightest. Sake didn't matter since she dies with the one move. Sake players have the audacity to complain about I can't let go of focus on this attack. And then here they are like, well, this it's so good here, and then they cry when they have to actually like dodge the attack with their mechanics. Unbelievable. Because obviously there's some things you can do to make the gaps on Misamaru's spell too easy or harder, but I just noticed that an up movement on the first move tends to make it more awkward. You should play Misamaru's other shot types. Neat. Obviously, if you're killing her in one wave, an up movement on the first move is good. Why are you so low? I hate you so much. Bro, stop coming down! Good grief, woman. I hate when girls go down on me. It's just the worst. Eek! That's a certified hitbox moment. What do you mean hitboxes? That looked perfectly rational. No issues there. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess the spell lasts long enough and she moves enough that she's bound to go down a bit on this attack, but like, fuck. And I guess you'd rather her go down early than go down late. Just because the later she goes down, the denser the rings are, because there's more stars in them. So just it's definitely makeable, but it's more awkward. You know, and that really doesn't exactly help. Oh, obviously not, because like where the boss moves is completely random at all times. So just because she moves down early doesn't mean she's necessarily going to move down late. But it's gambler style, see, right? Sure, like if you're doing a run. Obviously, I want Takane to do as many bad RNG things as possible, because that clearly means Sanyo is going to give you better RNG, right? Like, we know this is how it works. Obviously. That's just common sense. If you get the bad RNG out of the way early, you get good RNG later. This is just common sense. Was that 39 or 40? It's 40. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it. Touhou, but the no sit still option, you have to constantly be moving. Nice downward move. I walked into the laser anyway. You know what I want to do? Oh my gosh, it's so fucking free, dude. Holy shit. Like, I don't know if I've seen a part that's, like, more free. I hate this section. Rip my heart out. Not the best yin-yang killing you've ever seen. Oh my gosh, I don't know if there's ever been anything more free. Honestly, it might be the easiest part of the whole stage. Fuck you. Confirmation that blue section is actually so much harder than the yellow section. Okay, yeah, not the best yin-yang killing you've ever seen. Okay, it's actually free. It's over. Hardest part in the entire game. Not even close. I should probably give up on playing this game. It's so hard. Ooh, almost got that read right. But I need to go up slightly at the end. Okay, now we're approaching. Now we're getting back to the mean. The worst part about doing this attack in the middle of a run is you get past this attack, and then you have everything that's still left on this stage. Like, you're like, holy shit, you did it. You finally did this attack in the middle of a run. And it's like, well, here comes everything else on this stage. Oops, I'm not killing yin-yangs. That's a bad thing. You're supposed to kill them. Wait, this is Reimu. She can't kill them. You don't have the damage. Oops. Honestly, it's just that easy. Like, an LNN is just that simple. You just do what I just did, but over the course of, like, 30 minutes for a full run, and you're good. That's all you gotta do, is play that good for, like, 30 minutes. Straight. Honestly, some are saying it's just the fucking easiest thing of all time. The aftermath is difficult to be a lot easier than the gauntlet. True, but one of the awkward things is there's a lot of parts that can get out of hand. Or the unfortunate thing is there are a lot of parts that can get out of hand. The problem is letting your guard down in those other 29 minutes. AKA Stage 1. That was one of the best yin-yang killings I've ever seen. They just lined up really well for me. Fun section, I do like it. Very Fearless Wind God-esque. Although it does have its notable differences. Specifically, it's less wall-huggy. You definitely want to play more centered than Fearless Wind God by a notable margin. Oops. Ooh, don't walk into like the early bullet. Oh, so close. It is kind of sucky to an extent of how RNG this section can be with the spawning of the yin-yangs. Can heavily dictate how well you kill them, and at the very least as Reimu. And how well you kill them can definitely make the section a lot better or worse. But it is the price you pay of playing Touhou on Lunatic. Man, I wish this game was easier. If only this game had difficulty options so that you play the game on easier difficulties, right? Unbelievably free. Wait, I found the solution to this section. It's actually super... There's actually a way to make this so easy. Just click this button. I found new tech. Hold on, we might have to start implementing this on runs now. Has anyone ever thought about it before? At least my happiness with Spell 1 has been going up significantly. I mean, it still sucks. It's still, like, cringe at times, but, like... I hate this spell. Sometimes. Sometimes I hate this spell. If she decides to not be cringe... Actually, no. I was about to say, if she decides not to be cringe, then I like it. I think the best way to refer to Sanyo Spell 2 is that when you're not doing the spell, it's a really cool spell design. I think it's a cool spell design, cool that exists. Like, I think there's a lot of interesting things to it when you're not playing the spell. When you're playing the spell, it fucking sucks ass. Isn't it funny how I spend 22 minutes without caffeine in my system and to get a single Sanyo cap, and then I finally have caffeine in my system, and I come back and I fucking first try it? And then I walk into the first bullet. The common Sanyo problem. You can't get back-to-back Sanyos. Because you'll always die to non-1 the moment you get a cap. See? Then we do it no problem. At least the more and more you do spell 1, the more you kind of like learn the different ways the waves break down. You kind of get more used to where like the better lines are on average. Nice movement. I do like how it, because Wave 1, even if she goes left, has a very consistent part where you can just use homing. When you get two-thirded, she goes to the left. There's a very nice span where it's like if you know the bottom hug, you can get a lot of homing damage in to make it very two-waveable. It is one very nice thing where you can actually use homing in this game. Common homing W. That attack is a lot easier when she goes and hugs the ceiling. What are those lines I'm doing, bro? What the fuck? Hello, Scooter. Hope you're doing well. Eek! I diddled myself. Okay, whatever. That's going good. Let's just go die to stage 1 a bunch for like 20 minutes. Scooter, did you beta try yet? Are you still stalling? Still stalling? Okay. Just curious. So, Patchy and Palworld, you've been busy? I need Game Glitcher to show up so I can talk to him about potential puppet dance videos. So I was thinking in like a month or two, I might give a retry to puppet dance Nuzlocke. But specifically, or especially if I can, randomize just wild puppets. Hello, 11. Why did I why did I pause as if I was gonna escape R? Because I realized it's been a handful of months since I since I was doing the puppet dance and that was a lot. Open the link you send? What do you mean by that? I hate that spell. Because I was thinking about it literally earlier today. I was like, maybe I'd go back. I was getting a bit of a craving. I was like, maybe in like a month or two. You know, get me done with try or something, and I might think about it. Then I was also like, one thing that would be cool is I could get random encounters. Because, like, unlike actual Pokemon, like, the puppets are pretty, like, balanced across the board. It's not like there's, like, a specific, like, oh, early game versus late game. Like, there's no bug Pokemon in Puppet Dance, right? Where it's, like, super early game oriented. Am I sure it sounds more fun? It sounds a lot less fun, though. Because it just makes the game easier, generally speaking. Like, it's really hard to have randomized trainers and make the game harder. Or even the same difficulty. That's why I specifically want random, because the other thing about encounters is that encounters are generally pretty balanced in terms of like early game versus late game puppets, and there's a big issue where like there's a lot of puppets that you're just never gonna see, or almost never see. I think random encounters would be really fun to, because I don't think it's broken. I think it adds a lot of diversity. Because I know randomizers exist in the game. I've heard of them. I have not looked into them. Because I have some tools. Because obviously there's a thing where I might on my end adjust some movesets on my end to basically ban certain setups. Yeah, it was just a big save 6 OP puppets you would in a normal run. You don't have the option though. Right? If it's random encounters, I don't get a guaranteed Dormy every time. You don't get the same like pool, right? You're not aiming for the early game Tojiko as much, right? You don't have that guaranteed Seija that you could rely on if you wanted, right? The guaranteed Kasumes. Because like there's also a thing where it's like there's some puppets like Flan and like Tenchi where you're never gonna see them in the middle of a run, right? Or, like, the odds are so low of seeing some of these puppets. Puppet randomized with the options. Now, of course, the second question is making sure it can actually work with Shard of Dreams Extended, but no, you wouldn't want to randomize trainers, because it would just make the game, like, significantly easier. They just farm around one for the one. You're like, no, because it's still Nuzlocke rules. Right? Like, the first encounter is the one you get. So you're effectively just getting the random encounter. Hold up, I'm doing more runs in a sec. I'll see what it is. I'll look into the that randomizer thing. No, I wouldn't do it. Unless new content gets added to Puppet Dance, like, you know, whatever the fucking Puppet Dance Encore or whatever it's called, like, if that ever drops in, like, 3 years, that's the only situation I could ever see myself doing a normal run of Puppet Dance again, right? Like, my interest is going back and doing another Nuzlocke of it. This time, potentially tweaking some movesets or something to adjust out some setup cheese, and also potentially randomizing encounters. Because, like, I don't pick a lot of the static encounters, right? Like, I have got them, like, the static on, the static sage. I did kind of, like, purposely ignore some of them, because, like, the wild encounter is more fun, usually, but... Again, there are a lot of encounters, like Okina, and Flan, and Remy, where it's, like... And Tenchi, maybe, where it's, like, you have... Or, like, Saki, and all that, and Yuma, where you have, like, maybe one chance at, like, a really low odds of the encounter, and that's it. Do Rem.org every time I replace the puppy tot with that ran, which did the start one. I mean, I could save edit it, but like it's not as fun to like save edit it like that, especially when the game has a randomizer, right? To just randomize the wild encounters. If I did a casual run, it would be fun to probably do random trainer battles, but if I'm doing that, like, for a Nuzlocke, no way I'd do that. It would just be too much easier. I was getting up there. I'm usually... It kind of depends a little bit. There are some, I think, random power drops on this stage. But, like, 2.4 is not that uncommon here. Usually anywhere from, like, 2.3 to 2.4 area for power going into Michael Cat. Nice try, you piece of poop. Based on how fast you kill stuff? Obviously, I know there are some spawns on the Mickey mid-boss that are, like, if you kill her quicker, you get some more enemies. But the beginning part of the stage is not static with power drops, I feel. Because I have been, like, I've gathered, I hate you so much. What are you doing to me, girl? But, like, this early section, I have, like, been like, oh, I kill every enemy, and it's not, I don't always end up with the same power. Look, I have 1.15. I've definitely ended that section with 1.16. 1.35. I've definitely had 1.36 here. I feel like, I'm not sure the extent of it, and I don't think it's that big, but I believe there's some variation. 1.67. I believe I've had 1.69 here. Nice. After so many months, I haven't perfected Stage 1 yet. Two things. First of all, how many months has it been? Have I been even playing this game for 2 months? I think it's been about 2. Second of all, just naturally in Touhou, the first 2 weeks, stage 1's going to be easier than like the next several weeks. Because the first 2 weeks you're like learning and you're getting better at it, and you're more focused on stage 1. Like, my amount of effort I'm putting into stage 1 is so fucking low compared to the rest of the stages. Stage 1 just sucks ass, no matter what game you're playing. .41 this time. And also with especially with this boss, no matter what, Mickey Finals, Mickey Final, and it can kill you, just because it just can do that. You kind of like, well, okay, stage 1 now. Thing I kind of like, and then stage 1 is just like actual insanity. Okay, that's not true. It's saying you like a stage 1 and it's the stage 1 you're playing is actual insanity. I think it was like while I was playing Subterranean, or I believe I was asked, "What's your least favorite stage 1?" And I just said whatever one I'm currently playing. Why did I do that? See, that's the problem with early games in Touhou, and why you can't master them. In the base game, according to Extended Discord, the base game randomizer Link Descent works with Extended. Nice. I've known of the randomizer's existence, but I've never, like, looked at it before, so I didn't know, like, any of the details. It was like, I would assume that it might work with Extended, but I'd never gone on my way to check, so I appreciate you looking. On the FMW side? I don't know if I'm going to do that immediately after FMW or Try. If I were to do it in any spot, it would go right after Try. If I do it immediately. Because currently I'm doing two kind of hardcore RPGs, and that's not usually something I tend to do. It just kind of happened because Try took precedent over FMW. So after FMW, I'm probably going to go back to like the more low, like more casual-esque type of thing, and then Luna Nights after FMW. No. I just played Hero of the Ice Fairy, or not of the Ice Fairy, just Hero of Ice Fairy, and I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, as a whole, enjoyable. But I'm not playing that genre, that type of gameplay for a few months at least. I'll probably play, like I said, I'll probably play Luna Night at some point, but I'm not doing it immediately. That's for sure. After FMW, I would love to play Aya Ace Attorney 4, but that just kind of comes down to whenever it gets translated. If it gets translated, Cope and Steve. It's a Skydrift. I'll probably do that at some point, but like that'll probably only be like a day or two at most. Just kind of the reality of it. I hate you! What is this? Look at that funnel! Touhouvania 2. I'll probably play Luna Nights before I play the Touhouvania games, is the reality there. And those go in the same category. Like, she just completely funneled me on that bullshit. Absolute poop butt. Because, like, realistically, like, this FMW, I'm getting closer to being done. It's probably going to be, like, a month or something. And then Try is going to still take a while. You know, we're still relatively early in there. Play K, dude, I would play K if it was a stream-appropriate game. But realistically, after Try for that slot, what I'll probably do is either like another Puppet Dance Try or Genius of Sephiroth, and then Puppet Dance Try, one or the other. Those are like the next two things on my mind for that slot. And then after FMW, there's a handful of things there. Again, like I said, Aya Ace Attorney 4, if it gets translated, love to play that. Speaking of things, probably not for a few months. Probably not to Puppet Dance Try. Listen, words are hard sometimes, Scooter. After Try, either Puppet Dance or Genius of Sephiroth, probably into the other one, is an idea. Unless there's some other big JRPG that I could become super interested before either of those. And then after FMW, I don't know, probably some smaller things. I might play a little more Yo-Yami Biscuit at some point. Just a couple times, probably. I've mentioned I want to play Yuka Harvest, or Harvest Yuka. There are some other small games. What's the on game that's like helping Reimu game? That game looks cute. Probably a short game, but that's a game I'm interested in. Probably come like April, May. So probably not for a couple months. I'll probably look at doing another travel mode of Touhou Soccer. I remember Satori-sama. That's not the game I'm thinking of, but that is one of those games. Was they like Yo-Yami Dancers? Isn't that another? That's the Yo-Yami Biscuit dev, right? Same type of thing. I hate you. I hate you so much. But there's a handful of things there. But Touhou Soccer, because I know the one like modder had some quality of life stuff come out for that game. I wonder if there's anything else gonna come out at some point too. Like if other modding shenanigans ever happen for that game, which is a big if, then definitely something there. But at the very least, come like April, May, I want to do like another travel mode. Travel mode run, because I really like travel mode and it's been a hot minute. Really, what I just want to do is I want to play Ace Attorney 4, but it has to fucking... Yeah, it has to get... It has to get translated first. 11, why aren't you translating it? What am I doing? 1.67? That's the funny number? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, 1.99. Big machine translation. No, I will wait. As long as there's actually, like, you know, under the hopes that someone will translate it. Obviously, I can use machine translation, but... Considering that a human did translate the others, but I'm under the hope that someone will translate this, but again, the past games are quite old, so who knows if that type of thing. It took us like 12 years or something to get Imperishable Night for the Busy Person translated, which just came out, so who knows, maybe it'll take us 12 years to get Ace Attorney 4 to get translated, but one can believe. Oh, the Busy Person games is also something I'm interested in, but maybe I'll wait till like summer to do like USD for that. See, I think writing-wise, 11, you would like the Busy Person games. I'm just gonna, like, blow up the moon right now. Those fucking Lunarians ain't gonna know a hit him. Look, I'm at 1.17! How am I at 1.17? Those early guys are random, I swear! Those last times I got 1.15 after that early section. And I've grabbed every P available. I swear, sometimes it's just completely random. 1.69, look! It's like... There's not a lot, but I feel like there's at least a little bit of variation in power drops here. To the test, so I can put it to the theory after I wipe to Mickey one more time. If I remember. I don't just like rage quit out of the game. This is gonna be a 2.46. Yeah, yep. Miss Old Touhou, what's this? Beautiful. The thing, I love me some PC98. Anyone who knows me knows I love Pod, my favorite Touhou game. Dodging in Eastern Wonderland is, something else. It's Remy? What part of Remy is that? Is that discount, Meister? If Meister was easy? Fuck off, cat. I walked into that one. That was on me. Ooh, right on the... Look at that, 1.17! I got it again. But I know the previous times I was getting... 1.18! Look at that! 1.18 that time! Let's do like one more. .18 again! Relate to speed. Ooh, that's fair. What if I shoot it? What if I, like, shoot him down? Let me make sure I pick that up so I pick up everything. Yeah, that's only 1.14. So very well might be speed. Well, that's not a good speed test now, is it, my guys? What if I just, like, double bomb? How much P can you get here if you do it optimally? 1.12! Oh, not 1.2, 1.20. So it is probably speed-based. Is there a bomb that kills everything at the same time? What do the other bombs look like? Let's do this before I move on. Just for the fun of it. Marissa, what do you got? You Master Spark? Master Spark with rings. Well, it's not really that relevant, like, all things considered. Like, although there is, P variation, you're always at 2.0 P for Mickey, and I'll always hit 4.0 before any, like, by the end of Takane, so there's really not much that, like, matters. What is your bomb? Neat. Okay, what's the slug got? Look at those frogs go! It's her... That's the same bomb she uses in LOL K, right? Yeah, let's move on for now.